What's up guys, Nightingale here, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new fodder Stigma Exp potentially wannabe quality of life change. So we're live on Twitch right now, so Twitch chat, you can say hello to YouTube. YouTube, say hello to Twitch chat. A very rare on the moment video, but let's go ahead and get this over with and talk about it. I just finished over the last hour and a half. I went through and we nuked every fodder I had that could work, and I now have well, we did some promotions, but we now have 32 epic spirit blooms. We have 552, which was 652. I promoted this up to test it, and we have 165 of the lesser spirit blooms. So overall, I can tell you that I freed up about 100 spaces in my inventory today, thanks to not having to need dogs in my inventory. It was great getting to blow them up. No, I didn't save a single one of them. I don't care that all the dogs are gone. I don't care. Goodbye. It was a waste of inventory space. Forever you shall be missed. In my heart, not in my inventory box. All right, so talking about this is great. Cool. We now have exactly what we asked for. We wanted dogs to be in our enhancement ingredients. Congratulations, we achieved that. But let's now go back to Thanos and Gamora post-snap, and now Gamora is looking at Thanos thinking, what did it cost? That's right. For everything, there has to be a cost. And the cost to us was Penguin Exp. That's right. You no longer earn any penguins at all. Farming, side story, and adventure. Exactly as I said, it's completely and 100% replaced. It's not we're dropping penguins. It's not we're giving it an addition. It is we've completely erased the system, and it's Stigma only now. So we're going to talk about a couple things, and then we're going to get around to this. So first off, you're going to have some questions. What is this system, and how does it work? Well, let's come over and hop to the to some characters, and let's talk about the system. So if you have a unit that you're wanting to promote, you can come over here, you can click on this, auto select, and it will cost 16 spirit blooms now to level this up. Great. This is better, because if you think about this, we are now essentially getting the 4 dogs that was required to make this. So the 3, so you had the 3 or the 4 phantasmas and then the 3 fodders behind it. It's still the same thing here. It's just now 1 currency. Cool, we don't have to level them up. That's nice. That is part of the quality of life of this, but it's a backhanded quality of life, and we'll talk about it further. So great, we can now promote this to 5 stars. Don't really care, don't really need it, I'm not going to promote it. But we're going to go ahead and we will promote something, because we do want to talk about this, because I want to show the deficit here. So earlier, we were testing live on stream is a character I've never 6-starred, Isaria. Absolutely pointless for me to do this, but we're going to do this because I'm saving it for the video. So, in order to promote this, you need 20 spirit blooms. Now, we first got a little bit confused, and we thought that it was making a profit. But then you got to consider the unit itself that you weren't counting into. There is no profit. It's an exact equal exchange. As I said on stream, they're not that generous. They're not going to make a for-profit system. Meaning where you can do something, make a profit, and keep pushing it forward. It wasn't like that. It's all equal exchange here. So we have the 32 spirit blooms out of the 20 needed, and we're going to go ahead and promote Isaria to 6 stars. Now, what we want to show you is this. Congratulations. You still have to level the unit up. Yeah, that's right. You know, yesterday, live, or when I did the video, and I was calling out all the penguin sellers, yeah, this is where this is going to come back to bite you in the butt. Because now you're not getting that infinite supply of penguins. Yes, now your Stigma can't be used just to mass spam a genocide of penguins for the need of gold, because now that Stigma's also got to be used to get fodder. So, To those of you who've been holding on to your penguins, congratulations, you played the game smart, you listened to me. The ones that have been selling their penguins, I told you so. And why is that? Because now you've got to come in here and we're going to go and spend all of our penguins that we have earned up. Thankfully, I still have over 8,000 even after today of leveling up a bunch of units to organize my box. We still need penguin EXP. Now, this makes this even more valuable that you have the EXP pet in your lobby. And here you go. Let's pray we get the proc, which we do, so we get something back. And now Iceria is 6 stars, ready to go. I spent my penguins. She's good to go. We're ready. Now, I don't have anything. I don't think I have the stuff to... Yeah, I'm missing some runes. I could combine them up, but we'll figure it out later. We'll eventually promote her up to get that HP. So, we've promoted a unit. Now, we want to talk about the deficit, because a question we've already had so far is, well, how do we combine them? So far, the only way I've seen to combine a unit is to come in here to any 5-star you want, which, let's talk about the Church of Doris, best Guild War Soul Weaver ever, and we want to promote her. Well, right here, this isn't very, clear, and it's also misleading. Okay, so I'm putting this in at the front of the video. Really quick, we just finished recording this 40-minute video, maybe not even 10 minutes ago, and I was just informed that they are aware of an issue that I'm going to talk about later in this video. And that is where I go to show the promotion and we talk about how the Spirit Bloom would force you to take the 100 graders and turn it into turn it into 20 epics, and it wouldn't convert it to, it would force you to always make 20 and wouldn't split your difference, which I was talking about was a big issue. At this case, now with this added here, an issue in the system where it tries to use the maximum amount of Spirit Blooms instead of that when needed when trying to combine Spirit Bloom and Hero Promotion. Example, when a player has 15 Greater Blooms and needs one more Greater Bloom, tells the messenger it needs, it tells the player that it needs 16 or more greater worth of the ingredients that are required, 80 less Spirit Blooms, and then it combines it. So basically in this, it's the same thing that I show in this video. They are aware of it, so hopefully, as I mentioned there at the end, we will, we'll go from there. So it is being fixed. So that aspect has been changed, or will be changed in a future update. Maybe it'll be a patch later on, but I would suggest right now, just hold off on promoting heroes until that shows up. Now, let's jump back into the video. Because we've already done this, I can tell you from earlier in the stream, 100 Spirit Blooms does not equal the 8 Spirit Blooms needed. No, this equals the 20 Spirit Blooms you will get. So it's not just the difference, it's making you a full 20 in this combine. You need 8 more, but it will make you 30, it'll make you 20 in total. The reason we figured this out was because we did a test, we saw I had 12. When I promoted it to try it on Iceria on stream, it gave me 20, not 8. So it's not promoting it to exactly what you need, it only can promote it up into series of exactly what's needed for the full promotion. Which is gonna make this a little weird if you have oddballs, if we can't force promote these things up somewhere else. Again, I haven't found it yet. I've been on stream for about 2 hours. Half of it was trying to clean out my inventory to get the currency to even do this, so that we could talk about this on a video. So, now why does this make this system good and bad at the same time? Well, now let's run in and start talking about gaining these currencies, okay? So, some things have changed now, and here is one of them. You do need to change your spirit altar around. Or not your spirit altar, but your sanctuary around. So you come over here and you come over to Forest of Souls, and this needs to change. You now need to flip it around. Now, it is most advantageous to have Time's Blessing completely maxed out because of the growth cost. I had it split a little bit differently because I felt that the chance of getting the other penguins, I've still got I think 2 or 3 Breath of Orbuses left, so I do plan on fixing this, but as of right now, it's not a concern to me. It's more important that I get the decreased cost over anything. That's the issue that we need here. Because where I had it, this absolute abomination was 100,000 Stigma. So, as you can see, I have just about 100,000 Stigma, and I haven't been spending it at all. So, with the reduction, we're down to 42,500 Stigma to get Spirit Blooms. Now, what makes this so painful is this isn't even a 6-star unit. You have to hit that button twice. So you need 85,000 Stigma to 6-star 1 unit. Now, we did some math, and just so that it's easier for me because we're doing this live, I've got a calculator here so that you can see some numbers. In order to get the energy, farming it from what we're going to talk about in just a second, it's going to take 2,704 energy. 2,704 energy to farm the Stigma up in unrecorded history to 6-star 1 unit. Or, if you really want to get trolly, 85,000 energy if I did it properly from hunts, because hunts, I believe you only get 20 Stigma a run. There is no Stigma EXP in hunts. They missed a mark by a long shot here. And we're going to cover that in just a few minutes. So, at this point, you have to now figure out the costs, which is still a work in progress here on my end. But you now have to balance, as a new player, Stigma for penguins. You also have to balance Stigma for fodder. This has to be they really have to be pushing in some serious Stigma into the game in order for this to truly be a one currency system like they wanted it to be. At least with how it originally was, you could get some fodder out of the friendship summons. You could theoretically come in here and spend some Stigma, but you are earning the penguins on the side. Now everything is put into one, and I don't think we're earning enough Stigma to justify the mass influx of what they've done to the system, making it like I said, a backhanded upgrade. To veteran players, great, perfect, it's ready to go. To a new player, you're probably going to be struggling because we still have to test this. It's the only thing I'm going to do here at the end of the video is I'm going to grab some 3-star heroes. We're going to throw them into my, we're going to throw them into a stage. We're going to let them see if they can take on, and see if there's any penalties, because it's the only thing we hadn't tested, and we're going to do that live here. So, in summary so far, yes, it's great that the fodder is now out of our inventory. Yes, it's great that it's now a much simplified system of promoting the unit. But it's a backhanded system, and you still need the penguins to upgrade. So, are we going to start getting rewards in our weekly upgrades or something to where they're now promoting penguins in as a reward? Is it that they're going to be giving out Stigma? You know, are they going to give out a higher Stigma reward in our monthly check-ins? Are they going to give out more fodder, more Spirit Blooms throughout the fodder? There needs to be some give and take here that wasn't quite thought out yet. I think this system was a little rushed when they put it out. So, let's go on to talking about a few more numbers real quick. So let's go over to unrecorded history. And in short, let's summarize this to just go ahead and put it out there. It does not matter where you go. What matters is that you farm somewhere between 1 and 32 in unrecorded history. The only difference is it's 8.0625 Stigma difference in the average. Keyword is the average difference between the stages moving up. Which means when you're farming here, you're farming for trying to get the max value out of your stages. Farm for something that you're here to gain AP, most importantly of all. That's your sole primary goal here, is that you're working to get AP. What stage you pick now determines a few other things. Try to get the biggest value. Is there things you can work on that can help you with unit number 1 and unit number 2? There's a few different things here that you are trying to accomplish in that aspect. So let me hide the calculator for just a minute so that we can show the stage off and show you what we're talking about. We're going to go into the second to last stage because the Mercedes stage itself is not worth farming due to how the mechanics work of that, and you don't want to get that accidental stage of where she goes in crazy mode. Alright? So we're going to go to the second highest stage because it's barely any Stigma difference. So we're going to run through this, and then we're going to look at the numbers. And I'm going to take you down to the very first stage of unrecorded history and look at the numbers. Now, I already have screenshots on this based off the tests I've done. And there is a difference. Like I said, each stage you can basically equate an average of stepping up for all 32 stages, 8 Stigma more per stage you go up. So there is a difference. We're not trying to hide that at all. What I'm saying by it's only 8 Stigma difference, that's enough. And it's a small enough difference, it shouldn't matter if you need to go get catalyst from this place to work on this unit, or you're trying to get an epic catalyst from this place to work on this unit while farming the AP to buy something else. Great. It's not a big deal. You can farm where you need to farm. You don't feel like you have to sit on a specific node to get a specific catalyst because of how the system works. That system and the people who promote that don't understand the min-max values of just going for maximum value, not highest efficiency, because theoretically they are correct. If you're trying to get the catalyst for 1 unit and 1 unit only, you want to stack as much as you can into that. But the odds of you getting those things, it's just better to farm multiple things. So if you're gonna get the averages or advantageous stuff, that's a whole other thing. Now, here's what we want to show. We have Stigma Exp right here. So you can see that I earned right there. Let me get a different color pen. Maybe you can see that. Right there, you can see I earned 8,424 EXP into that number right there, which yielded us 199 Stigma. Now, from the runs I did prior, this is the low-end roll. The high-end roll of this looks like it will be if it procs twice, you will get 279 Stigma when this thing procs again, if it goes through. But right now, based off of my EXP roll right here, we're getting around 199 to 279 Stigma in this high roll on unrecorded history. Now, let's take a step back and go to... we're wanting to go down now to the very first stage. Because, again, we're trying to prove a point. So let's do this live on here. We're going to come in, we're going to grab the same units, do the same thing. And now we're going to go look at the Penguin EXP here. And then we're going to grab our units and we're going to see if this screws up what we're trying to do.
I'll make you useful.
So we're going to go ahead and end repeat battle. We don't actually need that here for this. I was a little confused on where the Stigma was going because in one of my earlier tests, the Stigma numbers didn't match up, but it matched up in the total value. So I don't know how and where the Stigma is going. So there it looks like we got a Stigma reward and not Stigma EXP. So this might mean our numbers are going to be a little higher. That is something else that you're trying to establish because there are some drop rewards available in this. So one more stage and we'll be done with this. But overall, this system wasn't well thought out. And maybe to them it's well thought out, but not to me. This seems like you've messed up along the way. Alright, so what I want you to notice is right there, you can see and the pen's gone. You can see that it is 7,074. So we are less in our thing. And you also see that we have the Stigma proc there that we earned the extra 80 in there. So if we go ahead and subtract the 80 that we landed from that, 246 minus 80 means we're getting an average per stage of Penguin EXP. We're getting 166 Stigma off of the Penguin EXP, which is why I said, note that we got it from a drop. So yes, we earned more than we technically did in the other stage, in this one stage, and you can see where I'm talking about the average of this thing coming out is in Penguin, in the Stigma EXP, we earned 166. We looted 80 from a mob. So there's an average there. Now, the last test we're going to do live here, again, this isn't done, is the old method of, as a brand new player, you have units that don't have anything. Actually, I may have units that are just ready to go that we can do this with. So let's go ahead and create a team real quick of unleveled heroes. So not max level heroes. So that's probably going to be in my 4s and 5s. And hopefully this stuff is powerful enough to beat it. Okay, good. We're going to take in Rose. Let's take in Challenger Dominial. Let's take Assassin Sid, because why not? And Blaze Dingo. So all of these, you can see, do not have the words max. This is important because this is the same system we talked about when earning Penguin EXP. You needed max heroes ASAP. Here's my worry. If they didn't adjust the EXP values for this, and it'd be impossible to tell without me going back to the old data that I had from long, long ago. If they haven't adjusted these level values, it is a worse leveling system to level your units now in the Penguin, let's call it the Penguin Empire, while we had the Penguin EXP bar. It was worse to level your units naturally through stages, or what you will commonly refer to hearing back in that time was dog walking. It was significantly worse post Penguin Empire. Before the Penguin Empire, dog walking was king. It was the best way to get EXP, was to walk them in the stages. Then Penguins came along with everything else and changed that. So let's see what happens here with this. So they're all level 40s. They all should be able to clear level 1 unrecorded history without any gear. Please don't make me go throw gear on this stuff. Oh no, we're gonna totally need gear. Absolutely, we're gonna need gear. Okay. So they're not geared enough to do this. Oh yeah, we don't want to be here for ages. While they might be able to do it, we're going to quickly throw some random gear on it. So whatever's plus 15 that isn't on any unit is about to be on these 4 units real quick. So let's go quickly grab some of this. And hide equipped, and we're just gonna grab the first anythings that are up here, throw some gear on them, and call it quits. So Sid's got some stuff now, and we're gonna go to CDOM. We're gonna add some stuff to her. Again, we're gonna go to hide equipped, and we're just gonna add literally the first pieces of gear that are up here for stats. And, you know what? I know Dingo can do some damage, so let's go ahead and send Dingo as well. And the good news is it's holding gear that doesn't need to be in my inventory. Let's be real. There's a bunch of stuff here that's just like, wait, what? Why are y'all here? Okay, cool. So this should be able to clear unrecorded history now. I was a little too optimistic in my unleveled units. Then again, I also was just used to running this with Arbiter Vildred, who's already 50 by this point. So much better. Look at stuff dying. There we go. But again, they're all level 40s. So let's make sure we take note of that number that's going to appear above where Rose's head is. Because they're earning experience now, which means it should be taking away the Penguin, or at this point, the Stigma EXP. which means you're gonna have a much harder time leveling your units now than you originally did, unless they change some events to start giving you an extraordinary more amount of penguins. Look at Sid go. Even C-Dom's packing a punch. So we got a currency drop, so let's go ahead and note we got 80 from the drop itself. Great, that's good. And we're gonna run through here. And this should be wrapped up. All right, and Sid comes in for the rescue for the... Our C-Dom's gonna clean it up for us.
The power of Nixseed.
There we go. Okay, so in this one run, the moment of truth is here. 0 Stigma Exp. And you earn 2,358 EXP per. Now, I would have to go through and dissect my EXP spreadsheet from long, long ago to make sure that this is better or worse or the same. But basically what it appears that's going on right here is they have completely neutered the EXP system unintentionally. Like I said, this system was not thought out deep enough because the EXP curve in the original story was fast enough to get your units to 50. Putting in, with even the Penguin EXP that you could earn, and funneling all the event penguins that you got as a brand new account, you could barely get Arbiter Vildred to 45, maybe 50, if you were speedrunning the campaign and focusing solely in on episode 1, pushing from 1-4 or 1-10-10 when you get him to 10-10 when you beat Mercedes. In that time frame, you could not level him, or you were just getting him level 50, depending on the event, because there were a few times where the stars aligned and you could push him through. Also, that super rare chance that the penguins proc and it pushes it through. But if it was a normal level, most of the time, your Arbiter Villagers around the high 40s, everything else was sitting around the 30s, because again, you should be focusing on that one unit going along the way. So, in short, they have royally screwed the new players, because 89 Stigma isn't going to do crap for them. Now, sure, in the earlier beginnings, you have things like, you have that you can basically get away with using 5-star units and things like that, but if you're talking about trying to get them into hunts and trying to get them prepared for other things, they're significantly further behind now, because you've now got to get those maxed heroes. It's now even more important that you use only 4 heroes the whole way up, so that they get max as soon as possible. There's a lot going on here that has to be unpacked. Now, I said that there's some insult to injury here, that it also goes to show that they royally screwed the pooch here, and yes, they missed a couple massive quality of life things that still need to be done and should be implemented if this is going to be our new system. Number 1, right out the gate, there is no excuse, and I mean 0 excuse for this to not be a thing, especially with what you're doing. There needs to be Stigma Exp inside of your hunts. I can understand it for the aspect of, I can understand this for the aspect of penguins when it was just penguins. But now that it's a one world currency system, no. This has to change, and now in the game. If you're gonna continue this one currency system, which is great, I appreciate it, it needs to be, you need to have the advantage of getting the energy value out of your hunts. So here, you're gonna see, we're gonna get the same Stigma we've always gotten in every hunt. And if you don't believe me, I'll play another one immediately after this, because I can do it this fast. So here you go. 20 Stigma. No experience, no nothing. Try again. Maybe I was just unlucky, you're thinking. Maybe it's just RNG. For those of you who are maybe newer and don't understand hunts or have experienced hunts yet, and this is one of your newer videos, no. I promise you this is a system that this is going to be what it is for every hunt, every time. Thankfully, I can do this fast enough that I can prove my point very quickly here. So, we're not earning any stigma in this, which means you're not going to be earning it in Spirit Altar. And, you know, okay, that's cool. You're not going to earn it in Expeditions. But why can't we have at least in Side Story and in hunts? Or no, you get it in, you're going to get it in Side Story, but you can't get it in hunts and Spirit Altar. All right, there you go. Twice in a row, I got 20 stigma, because that's all you're going to earn in hunts is 20 stigma. Now, again, let me make sure this is absolutely clear, okay? It takes 85,000, all right? Here. It takes 85,000 stigma for 20 epic spirit blooms. Divide this by 20 is 4,525 runs in hunts. Well, that doesn't seem too bad. What does that button right there say? 20 energy, right? So, well, now we know that if we do times 20, that's 85,000 energy to level 1 hero off hunt stigma alone. Is that not absolutely the stupidest thing ever? It is. This is literally, did you not think this out? If players are going to be spending most of their time in this game mode, where is the Stigma EXP bar for this? Now, obviously, side stories and unrecorded history and just progressing through your normal story mode, you're going to be getting Stigma EXP. But if we promote the game as 90% of your content is doing hunts, getting gear, what the heck are we doing here with it only providing 20 stigma per run? You didn't think this far into the future. You looked at new currency, great. Making a new currency, better, great. But did you forget about something else? The one thing we haven't talked about yet. We got one more thing that I still haven't mentioned. And let's go back to that. There's one other thing we've missed. Three-star units still require stigma. As a new player, you're leveling some of your 3-star units to help you progress in the story, to help you progress. So not only are you now making them spend it for penguins, you're now making them spend it for fodder. You're already having them spend it for skills. You haven't done enough in the game yet to make this system worth it. It's a great first step, but you implemented it too early for the new player. But very quickly, can this be fixed? You can fix this in 2 very quick places. 1, hunts, 2, altar, and if you really want to get out there and be really generous, 3 expeditions. You put it in those 3 spots and you're done. You don't need to do it any further because at that point, the energy spent maximizes the experience gained. Because for new players, if you don't understand, grinding in a hunt is significantly better for EXP than grinding out in the real world. I will show you this very quickly. We're going to go back to Banshee, and I'm going to show you 1 unit here, and watch the EXP pop on this. So, it's not quite fair, because in theory, I didn't show you a single unit getting EXP, but if you want, this should give you the idea, though. He's level 14. Alright? He's level 14. Still, the EXP number you're going to see here is significantly better than combining all that EXP, because guess what? That EXP only gets combined, if I remember correctly, it gets combined and goes to the EXP bar. The unit still earns the EXP on its own. So it doesn't get the combined EXPs. But it's still going to be better here than the 2,300 and change that unit got earlier in here when they earned the EXP in the stage. So let's go Magic Nail. And Hakai. Bop. All right. Now, what I want you to notice in Exhibit C, all the way there at the very end, Januta earned 11,405 EXP with that bonus down there of 6,338 is what he got on what was all part of that EXP leveling. So that's all the other buffs, I believe, on the account, and everything else going on, I believe, is where that comes in. But still, even if you just take the 11,405 to the 2,000 that those 4-star units earned when we did that test earlier, you can see you can get a significant amount more here. Because I can tell you this from based off the Penguin numbers, that this would earn you significantly more per run EXP than it would be farming unrecorded history. This would help catch the difference significantly if we could earn it here. Telling you, this is where you fix this system. And this wouldn't take them 5 minutes to do. Okay, I'm sure it's probably a little bit more, but here's the thing. You come into Spirit Altar, it's gonna be the same thing. Oh hey, what do you know? It's the runes. So we'll do one Spirit Altar run, and we'll show you that you're not earning Stigma Exp here as well. And this is the other space. You could do it and make up for it. Now, I picked a really bad team for this, so please do understand that this one's gonna suck. I didn't really, I kind of fat-fingered it. I meant to pick a team that was gonna actually blitz this. But this is gonna show you the same thing. If you were to fix this and put Stigma into these two places, at least your Stigma EXP, you fix your system and you undo the screwing the pooch scenario that you've done. This makes up for it because this is exactly what new players are doing. They're farming those early hunts, trying to get gear, so that's energy taken away from them earning Stigma. You're now having them farm Spirit Altar so they can get their runes to level up their units to make them better. That the system becomes now unified. Which, if that's the case, great. We've done exactly what was needed, and now here, you've done just that. You've made a great leveling up system. But in this case, Spirit Altar's not earning anything. Hunts aren't earning anything. It's just a slap in the face that we changed the system. It sounds great, especially on paper, when you show your shareholders, look what we did. We didn't really do a whole lot. We just moved some stuff around, making it look and appear better than what it really was to begin with. I'm probably going to be the only one out there actually telling you this new system sucks. But I'm telling you from the new player's perspective, it sucks. As a veteran player who's been around and has 8,000 penguins, I will probably never feel the hurt whatsoever of this update. I have 8,000 penguins stored up. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can level several units right now on the spot and not care. So here we go. Take note, there is no stamina bar right there. So that is, in a nutshell, the new and improved hero improvement or promotional system, whatever words they used on their thing. This is the new and improved thing. It's not an improvement yet. It's a step in the right direction. Improvement is what we just talked about. So, for new players, your grind may get a little bit slower than it originally was. For veteran players, congratulations, you can go in and fodder off most everything you own that, as far as like, once you have a dupe, you can do exactly what I did. I cleaned out so many units in my waiting room today and got rid of a ton of dupes, getting all my imprints put in to all my 4-star heroes I had been hanging on to. I had been waiting and waiting and waiting for the day that I would finally level this up and jump in and promote Kitty Clarissa to 6-star because I was going to use the fodder up. No, everything now that can be, that I had the fodder for, is now triple S or on its way to being triple S. You now can do that as a veteran player. You don't have to hold back. If you're curious, just hang on to enough for one potential new unit, which depending on what it is, it's 5, 6, or 7 fodder. So that's going to be it for today on this video. We've covered the new systems. Yes, it's there. Yes, it technically is a quality of life change because the dogs are no longer in our inventory, but they messed up at the field goal. This is where they fumbled, was it's all based on Stigma, and they didn't fix the Stigma currency system at the same time. They promote it like they have, but it's only in side stories and unrecorded history and your normal story. That's it. Everywhere else, it's still the same systems as it was before, which is going to make this a significantly worse system for the long run until they improve it. So that's going to take care of it for today. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. If you YouTube, if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments below. Good luck, new players, veteran players. Congratulations, we finally have free inventory space in our heroes. We don't have to hang on to 100 phantasmas anymore. And we'll see you guys in the next one.